At the end of 2019, overall public transport fares were raised by 7% by the Singapore government, making it the largest percentage increase since 1998. Fares for all commuter groups except polytechnic students are more expensive across the board. But before you start the protest and get yourself arrested, let us teach you 7 useful tips to lower your monthly public transport bill.
When you tap into the same bus service twice, you will be charged for a new ride instead of a transfer, so you could actually end up paying double. To understand how this works, we first have to understand the rules of the stored value card. Once you tap in, you start a new ride, and you have 45 minutes from tapping out to tap into another form of transport to continue your journey. You are allowed up to 5 transfers within a time limit of 2 hours from the start of the first journey. It's worth noting that new regulations finally allow for more than 1 train ride per journey. We will get to that later. For now, let's focus on using the bus. So for example, you want to travel from Dhoby Ghaut to Great World City to attend the Singapore Cat Festival. You have a choice between buses 16 and 175. You take bus 16 to Great World City and go in to pet some fluffy cats. A word of caution though, it's a well-known fact that time will magically fly by faster whenever in the presence of cats. But I digress. You spend less than 45 minutes at the festival and wish to return to Dhoby Ghaut. If you take 16 again, you will be charged for a new ride and lose your transfer rebate. Instead, take 175 and you will be only charged for a few extra cents. If there's only one service you can take, try hopping on another bus for one stop in the same direction before transferring back to that service. As long as the 2 rides on the same service are not back to back, you're good.
The new regulations allow you to use the train network more than once in a single trip, provided that you don't tap into the same station twice, and if you tap directly between different stations within 15 minutes. In the event that you exit the train network, you might wish to take a bus to another station before returning into the train network in order to keep your transfer rebate. This is extremely useful for people like me who buy and sell items online. Like my mini online store, Creute. I sell customized face masks of various designs. Check it out on Instagram at CREEUTE, Creute. It's also worth noting that if you remain inside the MRT network for more than 2 hours, you won't be able to tap out until you pay an overstay fee of $2.
Have you seen some bus services with a letter suffix behind the number? This is usually an A or B, and it means that the bus will only travel a certain section of the route. The stop where the service ends is displayed, so if you intend to travel beyond that, don't take that bus and instead wait for the next one without the suffix. You'll be charged a new ride and lose your transfer rebate if you tap between the short trip and the full trip, like 195 and 195A, since both are considered the same service. Some services like 700A, 70M, 123M, etc. will not display the skipped sector, so please ask the bus captain if the bus will be going to your destination.
There are 2 main ways that you could be wasting money on express services. The first is a misconception that if you don't take the express section, you won't be charged express fare. This is untrue. As long as you bought an express bus, it will be express fare. This is made worse as prepaid concession passes do not cover express rides, so you are paying $3 more for that one ride alone. Secondly, express routes derived from a parent service aren't always faster. In several cases, the peak hour express services skip certain stops of the parent route and use the expressway instead. Sounds good, right? Wrong. During the peak hours, the expressways are usually gridlocked, so while your express bus gets stuck in a jam, the regular bus on normal roads can actually get you to your destination faster. In the rare event that the expressway is clear, you won't be arriving at your destination sooner, as the schedule is planned with the assumption that there will be a jam. This, of course, isn't the case with all express services, but the results for each service are consistent.
This applies to mainly full-time national servicemen and university students. These two groups are unique because they are subjected to adult fares on a standard pay-as-you-use method, but entitled to discounted fares when using a monthly prepaid concession. Furthermore, they are allowed to choose if they want bus-only or train-only concession. Let's do some math. Assuming I travel to school and back 5 days a week, that will roughly be $5 per day, taking into account random lunch break and dinner with friends on certain days. That's an average of $100 or more per month for weekdays alone, but the university concession pass costs $90.50. After accounting for weekend travel expenses, the pass might prove to be a massive saving. The same goes for full-time national servicemen, except for stay-in personnel that spend most of the time in camp. In case you are wondering, the only prepaid concession available to adults is $128 monthly for unlimited rides on buses and trains.
We have all been there. The bus breaks down and everyone has to get off. The bus captain should then configure the card readers to cancel the trip and refund your money. He or she will then count the number of affected passengers and issue out complimentary ride tickets like this one here. It is supposed to be presented when boarding the next bus, but did you know that it's actually accepted on other public buses? By saving the ticket, you can use it to board a more expensive service for free, such as an express, City Direct, or even the $4 night buses. They cannot be used on premium buses that are run by private operators though. Do bear in mind that the ticket is only valid for 1 month from the date of issue, so don't save it for too long.
This one is fairly straightforward. If you tap into any train station before 7:45 AM on weekdays, you will get 50 cents off your train fare. This might not seem like much, but assuming you do that 5 times a week, the money you save could be used for 2 cans of peach tea. Oh wait, why does this keep happening?